Slix, Ruff Sqwad.
Yes, it's Dirty Danger. David is a king forever.
And it's rapid.
So yeah, how the crew came about, it was actually like a street crew before, so there's loads of us, probably like 30 to 40 of us. We used to roll together, grew up in Bow, popular, so E3, E14. And it wasn't music at first, it was just brotherhood, do you know what I mean? We could just roll around the streets, get up to nonsense and do whatever. We had a passion and a love for music, so we was going to a lot of different youth clubs, but we wasn't like a formal crew like how we are now, if that makes sense. So that's pretty much how it started. We had people like Dizzy Rascal in it in the beginning, a guy called Drifter, a guy called Sneaky, Money Boy. Shouts to all them man there as well, I ain't seen them for a while. DCO, there's loads of people in it, man. It was like Bo, Poplar, all together. That's how we kind of started off. Just same area, you know. We went to the same school as well. So he went to 2 different schools. The school we went to, people like Wiley went there, Gosgift, Major Ace. So me and Prince went to the same school. Danger went to school in Hackney. It's a musical school that we went to in terms of like just loads of people always spitting bars and whatnot. And we just grew up. He was my next door neighbour as well, so we were super close growing up just from the end. Yeah.
So Carnage was there.
Yeah, Carnage.
DJ. Quite a lot of artists and DJs.
Before I was a producer, my first love for music was Michael Jackson. I was a dancer before I was a producer or MC or whatever. I used to just love dancing. Yeah, my dad would take me to all the parties and I'll just be dancing. Everyone would start watching and giving me money and that. So yeah, I was good at what I was doing, you know what I mean? The kids used to try to copy my moves and that. So yeah, I used to mash up the dances. And yeah, I just love music from Kid and Play. Who else? Criss Cross. So this is all like just seeing all these guys from America, just with different swag styles, like the way they dress, the way they done their hair. It's just like, right, these guys are just mad cool. Do you know what I mean? That was my first introduction to music when I thought like, I want to be a part of this. I want to do something like this. As I got a bit older, I got an older sister and an older brother. So I was getting like garage from my brother. I used to go to a lot of like jungle and garage raves, and they will have all like the iceberg history and all those type of clothings and stuff. And yeah, I would just be gassed seeing them come back from the raves, hearing their stories, especially my sister, Machino, like, you know what I mean? Just all these type of vintage garments, which was just sick. So I used to get a lot of influence from all of that type of stuff. And started listening to Tupac as well, Biggie, Tupac, around that same area, but there was like still jungle and garage forming at the same time. So it was like garage and jungle in the UK and Tupac and Biggie and Snoop Dogg, and so yeah, just a variety of sick music, like from every angle. So that was my first introduction to music and made me want to be a part of something like this.
There was many influences, you know. I think first of all was the music that my parents was listening to, like traditional Ghanaian music. I think it was like high life music. Obviously the music, the hip hop from America in the 80s and whatnot. But I think when I first started to proper love like UK underground music was drum and bass. So that was like when Rinse FM was 91.8. And yeah, MCs like Lady Princess, Riddler, Play Galero, you know, like proper old school, you know. So I used to copy some of their lyrics, on radio, and like go to school. Like when I was in year 7, I would like get into the music room with the elders, year 10s, year 11s, and like bust these people's lyrics, you know what I mean? Everyone's like, rah, this guy's hard. No, we've got a new little younger, but this time DJ Carnage is on Rinse as well, innit? So he's on Rinse, and he's like, he pulled me, like, after 2 weeks of everyone rating, he pulled me to the side, yo, you think I don't know? That's Lady Princess's lyric, you know what I mean? I was like, shit, you think I don't know, you know what I mean? You think I don't know? I was taking little flows, and you know what I mean? But from there I thought, okay, I'm gonna start writing my own bars and doing my thing. But yeah, later on it was influenced from Dipset, D Block, those Shania Twain and Enya, it ranges, you know.
You know what's
A
funny?
lot of rock music, John Bon Jovi.
Just going back to what you said about like taking people's lyrics, I think everyone believed that Enter or the Street Fighter, Ryu Ken inside the arena, that was their lyric for a second. Everyone had that same lyric. Do you know what I mean? So it was quite common for people
EastEnders.
What was the EastEnder one?
EastEnders on the TV, drunken feeling, so be Kathy, Grant, Lorraine, and the Peggy, with a breaker, Tiffany.
Jeez.
You know,
But yeah, everyone claimed those lyrics. It was just like, I don't know, singing Happy Birthday. Everyone could say it. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was just the thing to do. Like, I guess that was like how to start, and then you get a bit of ratings and you start making your own lyrics, and yeah, it started to fly from there.
Do you know what? My early influences were like Spice Girls and Take That, and it was pop music. That's how I first engaged with music. The first ever kind of music I purchased was Eminem, an Eminem tape. And then later on, it's through meeting Rapid, I got into like garage or whatever. He was the person who influenced me. I didn't really know about the music like that. I was just kind of just receiving or taking in what I was being given in terms of what was on TV. So whatever was on TV, that's what I used to see. But it was mainly like, I was always into songs, like, so any big song that came out, I used to like it. Pop music, to be honest though, that was the first thing.
Well, back then it wasn't even called grime. All we had was 140 BPM to play with.
it was garage.
Yeah, it was garage. Yeah, it was garage, more or less. It was garage. But was you ever trying to make garage?
No, but I knew that the music that we were making, like, it was categorized under like garage music.
I read that when you first started making Tings In Boots, you went into it trying to make a garage tune.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
And it turned into...
But I think when I made it, that's what I knew. That's what the music was called. You know what I mean? What you making, like garage music. It wasn't grime, it wasn't bass, it wasn't sub-low. You press it up, you go to the shop. I've got a garage record for you, but it's so weird because you've got garage, but then it wasn't old school garage. It wasn't like Rewind or Daniel Bedingfield. I gotta get through this, but it was still garage. So that's why what powers there are at the top, just one day woke up and said, your music's called grime, and it's grime, and it's just accepted, and we just had to run with it.
I think there was a change happening though with like the likes of So Solid that were kind of like crossing over from like, cool, there's garage, but then it's a bit of a street version of garage. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, dum 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 dum. Oh no, that's the word. Oh no, that's the word. It felt like, oh, this feels a bit more street. It feels a bit more raw. Like, and then obviously you had Pay As You Go that we was listening to a lot as well, and Heartless Crew, and Chubby Dread, who made Oi. That was the first song that made me feel like I can do this, I can produce music. I remember I had Fruity Loops Free, and I had this voice sample that said take, and obviously their one was like hey, and I used the same like take, and I was like take, so I got the hi-hat, put the take, built it together, and I think I showed one of these guys and just like, yeah, look. One of these guys, no, it must have been Slix, like I showed, because I used to always, me and Slix lived in the same block, so he'll come downstairs and listen to my tunes and be like, yeah, this is the one, that's the one. He was my A&R, get me, so. He bust me still.
Proper mad.
But yeah, but that was the first tune that I heard and thought, I can make something like this. And it wasn't classed as grime. It was just, okay, we knew it was 140 and we'll just play around with anything that we've got in the program to make something mad. And that's how we just like become who we are today. Yeah, I begged my dad for a computer for so long because I just wanted to play this game, like Motocross Racer it was called. I remember we got the joystick as well. So I was just like, always saying, yeah, I need to do my homework. I was like just on him for ages, and then yeah, one day he just came through. I was surprised he came through with the computer, the tiny computer. For a while, I was just playing games on it, just messing around, playing games on it, doing painting stuff and all that type of stuff. And then my brother came through with Fruity Loops Free. Who was the first one to get Fruity Loops Free reps? Was it X or was it you? X.
They probably gave it to me or you first.
So Ecstasy is the producer that made Functions on the Low. So he was my brother's age. So my brother was like 4 or 5 years older than me. And he used to hang about with X and like that, there was like an older crew that we used to look up to. They used to spit bars and whatnot. So X got the program, gave it to my brother, gave it to Rapid, and then it was just like another game to me. Like just like I was playing motocross racing, I was like, oh, what's this? Started playing it, started opening it up, just building things, making things, and then like I started hearing things and started copying them, and from then I just started, just like how Rapid said he was copying people's lyrics, I was copying people's beats. Like I can't even remember what else I made. I made Material Girl, Madonna, dum 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 dum. I remember making loads of different songs, just trying to match it with the sounds that I had. And one day I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna try my own thing, and I think it was Misty Cold. I made Misty Cold, and that's when it started to be a bit different. I don't remember the exact day, but I did write the date down on my bedroom.
I remember that.
Yeah, my bedroom wall. Maybe that's actually the day it got released. I don't know if it's actually the day that I made it.
2003.
So it was earlier than that. It was way earlier than that. It was probably like 2001.
You made it.
Yeah. But when I released it, it was probably like 2003.
What was the influence behind that? Because obviously it says it in the title, but that does sound like a cold winter's day, isn't it? Like,
It's my imagination, man. Like, I've always been quite a creative, always had like things that I just wanted to just bring to life. I used to see a lot of colours with music, still do. But when I decided to put that piece together and I heard it, it was just like, this feels cold, it feels misty, and I was like, cool, it's Misty Cold. That was the vibe of it. Like, I didn't know what I was trying to make at the time, but I just knew I wanted to make something that was dark, and that's what came out of me, man.
was that a reflection of what was going on at the time? Or just...
Subconsciously, like not like really taking in what all the madness that is going on around me, but just living through it. That's what came out from where we was at in life, you know what I mean?
How old was you at that point?
I would say 14.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Were you on Pirate Radio around this time?
This was probably just before Pirate Radio.
Tinchy getting bit with by a dog in Heat FM. That's probably my earliest. I can't remember nothing else. Was it Heat FM?
Yes, Heat FM, Chris J in North London. Putting our money together to pay subs, going on Heat FM, being on radio. Sometimes you're MCing, then you just hear someone's licked down or taken down the aerial. So you're just like, wait, I've paid my subs, paid my 5-10 quid. What's going on? And we're so hungry to MC and desperate to MC and just to get our voices heard, and because we enjoyed it. It's like sometimes personally I'll sit down for like 2-3 hours in a room just waiting in the living room, you know what I mean, waiting for the signal to come back up. Then when it went silent, then you get back up and MC. And I just remember it being in random places, like you just go into, it's like you're in a bando or something, and you're in a living room and there's girls, there's man, them sitting down, they're doing their own thing, and you're maybe just up in a little kitchen area with decks and just MCing, doing your thing, and there's a whole different world going on right next to you, like about 2 meters away from you. You know what I mean? So
Then you have to put up a few rigs.
One with Frisky. Big up DJ Frisky, Deja. Yeah. But this was a Heat FM. Yeah, man went on the roof, and big up Grime Kids. If you've seen Grime Kids, a little bit similar to that. But yeah, there was people guarding aerials as well. You know what I mean? So radio managers would pay people to be on the top floor guarding the aerial. So anyone wants to take you off air, then there's so many memories, man. But I think for me, then the thing that really felt good was when you're on radio, you're MCing to whoever's in the room, but you're asking people to give you one missed call on the radio number. So sometimes when that is, the missed calls are just flying in like new numbers, new numbers, because we didn't have YouTube then. You understand? It wasn't a social media thing, so that was our only way of knowing who's locked in, because you're emceeing to a wall in a kitchen, in a bedroom, wherever. So every time you tell people, if you're locked in, one missed call. Once the phone starts vibrating, I'm like, yes, we're not emceeing to ourselves, we're emceeing to a couple hundred people here.
That was like our views almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your metric.
What was the first station you were on?
Say Flavour. For me,
Heat.
your one was Rinse, innit? No?
Yeah, I went on Rinse FM at, what time was it again? It was like 6 o'clock in the morning. They call it a graveyard set. So 6 a.m. in the morning, I think on a Sunday or a Saturday, or random, but that was the only one we could get on.
What year was that?
No, I'm terrible with years, you know. I was in school, I was in secondary school, so it must have been like 02 or 03.
Probably a bit earlier.
Maybe earlier, yeah.
Yeah, 03 I left school, so it would have been like 01, maybe 2000.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe 2000.
I think it was on Carnage. I think Carnage brought me up there.
Yeah.
Big up DJ Carnage, man. He always looked after the man.
Yeah,
Much
man.
love, always.
Big up Randy C, Flavour. That was the first, I think that was the first time Ruff Sqwad got like a, no, it was Heat FM, innit, was the first time. Was Heat before
That's it.
Flavour?
I think
He was after.
So Flavour was the first, innit, in Cannon Town?
Yeah.
I thought it was Heat, you know. That was the first one for me, I think.
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago, but yeah. Big up Randy C, big up Chris J, because those man there were on big stuff.
Big up Double D? Big
Yeah.
up Double D,
Yeah.
Mystic FM. Yeah, man, some great pirate radio stations, and pirate radio is the reason why a lot of people got the stepping stone to get their music, their beats, their lyrics, themselves out there as an artist. And even though it was illegal, it was, you know, it was the stepping stone, it was the way through, it was one of the best things that ever happened in music, I think.
We got Tings In Boots, under the seats now, Tings In Boots.
From what I remember, I made a beat. I don't know, I probably showed it to Slix. Do you remember? I don't remember. All I know is
Making
leaving school when was I don't know if it was GCSE or SATs time or something, to go to
Bunking of school, basically.
Yeah, to go to Xtra's house.
So Wookie's little brother, his name's Xtra.
Pick up Wookie.
He had a studio, and we met him through DJ Scholar, God bless your soul. And he was like, yeah, we can go studio. Scholar was like, we can go studio. We had never been studio before at that stage, so it was like a really big thing to us. But before that, Prince had made the beat. I didn't even know he could make beats. I went to his house one day, he was like, listen to this. I was like, what's this? He played it, and I just remember looking at him thinking, how did you do that though? Like, what is this? Like, I didn't understand music. I didn't know you could just make it on a computer. It was so early. And then I think a few months progressed, and then we started, I think we wrote to it. Tinchy already had that lyric.
Yeah, we got Tings In Boots, under the seats now, Tings In Boots.
I think he did, I'm not sure, but I think he already had that lyric, Tings In Boots. So we used that as the hook. He was busting up youth clubs at that time. But yeah, we actually bunked off school to go and record that song. So it was like a big thing to us. Snuck out of school, went to the studio, paid him for the studio time, and then came back with it and we just gassed. I think one of the first people we showed it to was Dizzy. And Dizzy liked it, and then he was like, yo. He was a bit like, because he was producing at that time as well, early days. And I think he took it and showed it to Wiley. And then Wiley was gassed about it, and I don't think we had met Wiley properly at that stage. And after that, yeah, it just started kind of blowing up. Youth club scene though, mainly the youth clubs, and a few radio stations started picking up slowly. So yeah.
The process, I remember being on my PC, and I think a lot of the music I was making then was very orchestral, loads of drums, hard-hitting drums, like basses, very loud. And I thought, okay, when we're on radio or you're giving it to DJs to MC, I want to make a track that allows the MC to breathe, so he doesn't have to fight with the track. It's just subtle, not so many parts. I just want drums, one bass, tried something different. So I remember just putting it together and just getting a kind of rhythm and just thinking, wait, this sounds weird, it's odd, never done something like this, but I'm connecting with it for some reason. But I thought nothing of it. I just thought it was just like a little throwaway tune. So I think I bounced it. I think I gave it to, do you lot remember DJ Mundi?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the golf. I think the green golf. And I think I gave it to him. He played. He's like, people like it. I was like, why? And then like, I don't understand. You know what I mean? Man's making Tings In Boots and these like sort of hard, low frequency tunes. You know what I mean? With loads of bass, and people liked it. And I was like, well, then I don't know. It was one of us, probably Slix, said, you know what? Let's do it. Get every other MCs on it as a version. And I think, I don't know, I think I was inspired by Ice Rink as well. Wiley's Ice Rink. Yeah. I know a lot of bashment and reggae tunes were doing that, but within grime, there was not many version excursions. So yeah, must have got loads of MCs on the Tinchy.
Ruff Sqwad.
Esco, he had one of the best ones.
Who's that? Get back, draw for the mic. Everybody get back, draw for the mic. Cha, who's that? Draw for the mic. If you're a gunman, draw for the mic.
Kano, Gift. There were so many I can't remember, but big up everyone that knows who still got the versions. Piper, then Xtra done a remix. We released a vinyl together. I think I had like 2 tunes on the A side, he had two tunes on the B side. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of history behind that one.
Yeah, man, Together. The song that keeps giving, man. That song's amazing.
Proper judge tune, you know, it's mad.
Yeah, Together. So I was heavily into Timbaland. I love Timbaland because his style was just unorthodox. Like the beat patterns were just, I never knew what was gonna come next. And I was like, I just loved the guessing game. Like when listening to his songs and trying to clock the patterns, I would always be trying to work out what's gonna come next. And like his beatboxing and stuff like that, it just took me to a different space. So I was starting to get into that bag. Like, I want to start producing things like this. Grime was very harsh as well at the time. Well, it wasn't grime, but whatever it was at the time, there was a lot of like just hard songs, you know what I mean? So I thought, okay, let me make something that's a bit more like soothing, calm, but still has like a sick drum pattern, drum beat. So I started making Together. I found this sample of a program called EJ's, which is very similar to Message in a Bottle by Sting. So at the time, I didn't even know that version of Message in a Bottle, Sting's version. Never heard of it. It was only when we took the song to Wiley and he vocaled it, and then I think someone was interested in signing it, and they were like, oh yeah, this is the Sting song. And I was like, oh, didn't know nothing about that because I just got it from a sample pack from EJ's. But yeah, during the process of the song, like I was making it, and it was quite empty, and then I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna leave this one on the side for a moment. I'm not even gonna bother with this tune because I don't know where to go, where to take it next. So I just left it on the side of my computer. Then my bro came down, was listening to a few of the songs, and he was like, yeah, this one, we should need to do something with this one. I was like, but I ain't finished yet. Like it's just got like half a bass line. Like there's not even a full bass line in there. It just comes in now and again. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, I don't know. I don't think this is the one. Like, and it was like, nah, trust me, it's good as it is. So I was like, cool, let's go for it. You know, took it down to these times. We was just about to go and work with Wiley at Leeway Street. He was making his album. I think he just finished making Treading on Thin Ice. So it was one of the songs that we chose to. But this song's been sitting on my computer for like 2 years. But it was one of the songs that we chose to vocal during that time, and we played that song and he was like, yeah, this one's sick, let's do this one. And he put down the hook.
Be together, never, we don't agree with each other. I'm off to find a new lover, cause this ain't working, we ain't working.
Yeah, we all put some vocals down on it, and it just started to pick up a lot of heat from back then. It went silent for a few years, and then now a lot of MCs have made their own versions, come like a Piper type of thing, where plenty of MCs have got their own versions. To this day, I'm getting people calling me up to get clearance so they can release it, their own versions, drill versions, dance versions, drum and bass versions.
People are releasing it, and maybe, I wouldn't say forgetting to hit you up, but maybe thinking the Ruff Sqwad's dead, as in not on the face of the earth, coming at millions of views and think it won't get back to us. But
so yeah, I've had to chase up a few inquiries, a few things I've had to like sort out, but yeah, man,
they just get hit with the lawyers, man.
Yeah, man, you know what I mean? Business is business, you know what I mean? So yeah, handle my business, but yeah, if you are interested in using my song, please
just don't take it, because you will get a heavy
or
email.
not just my songs, Ruff Sqwad's music, you know what I mean? I know it's good. So yeah, just, you know, it's just right, innit? Handle your business correctly, you know, like we do. But yeah, man, Together is an amazing song that keeps giving, and I'm thankful that it's in this world, man. I'm thankful that it was created and it was brought out.
What year did you make that?
So I would have made it in 2002.
And then get released?
It released in 2005.
And why do you think 15, 10, 20 years later people are still using it now?
I think it's a song that is just timeless. I think that the production is easy and very simple, so it's like something that can always be reborn again. It doesn't feel like it's in any era, if you understand what I mean. Like drill music is an era, like you understand the beat pattern or whatever. But again, when I was talking about the unorthodox theme of it, which Timbaland had, it's like you can't place it and you can't give it a date because it's unorthodox. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what I think has carried it through time, for it being unorthodox, not being like anything else. So that's why it's managed to live and will continue to live.
There's a song that I don't think was popular as soon as it came out the door, was it?
No, it wasn't.
It took a while to build up.
It wasn't. I think when people heard it, they liked it, but I think to gain all this momentum that it's had now, like on TikTok, it's going crazy as well. You mentioned mellow grime. I see someone put together over a Skepta, Wiley, and I think Wretch freestyle. When it's a Risky Roads freestyle.
I'm a temple tourer, champagne borer, Winchmore warrior, class A courier.
Sick freestyle. And I just, like, someone sent it to me the other day and I was like, wow, this is crazy, man. This song, it's got like hundreds of thousands of likes and views and stuff on it. It's like, it just keeps on going, do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I give thanks for it, man.
Is there a particular favourite version you've got other than yourselves?
There's a lot to pick from, but big up Rochi, he's recently done a version on it.
We used to go out there in teeth together. We used to bun weed together. Me and the man them done grieve together. And we handled any beef together.
I like what he done over it. Now there's a few, but nothing has really stood out to me, to be honest. Nothing has really like made me feel like, you know what it is? I don't feel like anyone's done a girl song over it. Like I hear people talking crud over it. I hear people like, so it's like people are spitting bars over it, but I don't feel like it's actually matched what the song is, except for us. Like we try to like relate to the song, like when we're gonna be together, but no one wants to go down that road. People just doing a mad thing over it, but it would be nice to hear someone come and do something like beautiful. I'd like to hear a singer over it, like I don't know, like a Georgia Smith or something. That'd be like, do you know what I mean? And if she were to sing over it and just
release it,
man. And that was kind of the same thing with Functions on the Low. When X made that, it was like, oh, this song's too good, man. Like, we can't just come and say crud over it. Like, we just gotta allow it and just, do you know what I mean? Like, just let people listen to that instrumental because it's just beautiful. And then years later, Stormzy jumped on it and yeah, he spoke crud over it, but yeah, it done its thing. It got to the people. We knew it was always gonna do something special. That's why we actually just left it, because we knew it was a special song. So as time's gone on in this age, it's aged like fine wine. That's why I say Ruff Sqwad music has aged like fine wine, but that song in particular as well, it aged very well. Stormzy was hot, so it was just a perfect marriage. It was a perfect marriage. He was hot, sick MC, beautiful beat. It had to happen. It was always going to happen. Something was always going to happen for that song, and Stormzy, it was aligned for him. So, yeah.
I think it's similar to the rest of the story. It's just going through different sounds, VSTs, samples, finding something that like strikes, and building building around that, and yeah, just wanting to make something like bassy, still clear, not very orchestral, but very clear for the MC, and but something that's effective but still clear. And I don't remember actually making it, but I do remember being at Leroy Street Studios. I think it was with Roll Deep. Skepta must have played it. Skepta's like, I like this one, you know, but like I think the bass needs to be a bit deeper. Like the bass needs to be like more subby, like reggae kind of. I was like, you really think so? Yeah. Okay, cool, man. We'll take that on board. But I think, yeah, other people like the beat more than me. But then I do not remember the legendary hook that Slix put down there. I don't know if you remember Slix. Did you write that to that song?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, is it? You didn't have it ready?
No.
Okay.
I think it was to the song.
East London.
I used to go to his house, well, both of their houses all the time, like a nitty, and just be like, what have you got new? What you got new? Like all the time. That's how I used to hear most of the production first. And I remember when he played it to me, I was just, again, sometimes I just look at both of them. I just look at them and think, how'd you do this? Like that's what actually made me start producing later on down the line. Just thinking, how'd you do? Like I don't understand it, but there was just energy in it, and I think it was a similar story where with Together, it was on a computer, but I don't think Prince was going to do anything with it. It was just there. I think he liked it, and he was just still working on it. But I kind of begged him. I was like, "Yo, give me this one, man. Let me work on it. Let me just take it to write to." And then I think that's when I started writing to it. I came up with the hook. Around them times, I've done a lot of sets with people like Scorcher, Gets, Wretch, a fuck radio thing, and the idea actually came from a bar that Scorcher had.
North London where the man them shower, push big whips just like Max Power, on top of the game like the Eiffel Tower, got a bag of work like Baker's flour.
And it was just like a simple kind of like one-liner thing, and yeah, that's where the idea just came from for the hook, and then the man them just jumped on it and just took it from there. Yeah. I think the main track was no bass. I've done a bit of co-production, but I always felt like...
Your Love Feels.
Yeah, Your Love Feels. Is that on White Labels?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few. Like recently we got hit up by someone from a label asking about a certain track. I didn't even know if it was me or not. But rappers like, no, you produced it. I was like, did I?
I think it's London City.
Yeah, London City. I think it was, I don't know if it was me and Skulls. I can't remember.
Love the north, love the east, love the south, love the west. Live and die in London, yes. On the east side where we rest.
But I think the main one was no bass. That's the main track. But I was always more comfortable. Like I'd done it on the side. I was always more comfortable writing lyrics. I had it on my laptop, my PC. So I used to just fiddle around with it. And if I had something that sounded okay, then I would try and work it. But these two were the guys, man, and Ecstasy. They had the big production, and I was always more comfortable with their production. Yeah.
I think it was
On Underground.
the consistency of us releasing, going from strength to strength to strength. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there was anyone that was coming with such quality at that time, like consistently. So, you know, like, I remember going into the record shop, going from sell and return to 2 boxes up front, because we become hot now. Like, people are really liking what they're getting. They don't have to hear the song or know the song. Sorry, they don't have to know the song before they buy it. Sometimes people will come in and request things, but so I've got new Ruff Sqwad, I will come take it. So, but I think that was because of the consistency of us keep on releasing like bangers, basically, non-stop. So that's what kind of set the standard for us.
I remember taking a white label, I think it was Piper to a shop in Holloway. Yeah, there was a record shop just, what's the area further up from Holloway? Archway, yes. There was a record shop in Archway, so it must have been a Saturday. I thought, all right, I had pressed up Piper. I thought, I need to get rid of these boxes, just loads of boxes in the house. So back then you're looking on like A to Z maps and things of how to get places, you know what I mean? Even when we were distributing records and we managed to get a driver, it's like, all right, Croydon, you're opening that map and thinking, shit, we've got to take this motorway and all of that. So Fan had to get up to Archway and got these 2 boxes, roll up to the record shop. I'm like, okay, this is like our 3rd or 4th vinyl. Everything was still in okay from that point. And yeah, I just opened it for him. So what's this? Yeah, it's some garage, like a song called Piper. Took it off, boom. Nah, mate, don't want it. I was like,
That's a bar.
I said, like, why? He goes, no. Like, look, I'm looking on a shelf. I'm seeing other garage records. I said, look, can I just leave it here? Like, I don't want no money. Let me just leave it here if it sells. And then I just didn't really want to go back with the boxes. It was a trek, you know what I mean? There's like 40. I think there was 40 boxes, 40 records per box. So I had 2 or 3 with me. So no car, just on train, bus, whatever. And he just said no. So I just left the shop with them. I was proper heartbroken. I was like, fuck, like this game is long. Like how can man say no? Even to leave it there, is the track that whack? But I started putting it in other shops and it just started flying off the shelves, flying. So in my heart, I knew if I'd gone back to the shop there, the man would have said yeah, but. It was just a big lesson, isn't it? That even though your records or whatever selling in certain areas, there some shops and some demographics that just didn't want to hear it, you know. And if their ear wasn't, if you was used to garage and the sort of like grittier kind of sound, Pipe was the next thing. It's like you wouldn't understand it. It's like a beat and then one synth that you're like, nah, mate, I want to hear jammers locked on or something. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Back in the day, I used to see music as like, they only got 2 ways. Like, if you want to be big in this thing, it's either you talk about girls or you talk about road. So the Roses was representing the girls and the Guns was representing the roads. Do you know what I mean? That's what triggered the name for me. We just got the opportunity to, as I said, while he was making his album, and we got the opportunity to get in the studio and make a mixtape. I think Wiley actually says we should make a mixtape, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, cool. He gave us the idea to make a mixtape. So from that moment, we were just in the studio like for the whole summer, like nearly every day, like just waiting for a time. Like they're recording their album, Roddy's recording their album. I think Xtra and JME were coming through as well. Like it was just a powerhouse, bro. Everyone was just in there, in and out. But everyone had to wait for their turn to record. So while they're recording, we're just writing our lyrics to some beats and waiting for a little like half an hour slot to just get in and just lace the track down as soon as we could. Do you know what I mean? And we managed to compile Guns N' Roses 1 within the space of like, throughout the summer, innit?
Yeah, 6 weeks max.
Yeah, around 6 weeks. Yeah. Got everything mixed and mastered. Big up Greg, who was the bad boy engineer at the time. And yeah, me and Rapid had the chance then as well to get some of our songs mixed down as well, like, so that's why they still sound very good to this day. Do you know what I mean? So that was a real blessing at the time. And the second one, Guns N' Roses 2, we actually had to just put our money together and produce everything, make everything. Like it felt more like an album project now. It didn't feel like a mixtape. Some of the songs on the Guns N' Roses 1 were just like American beats and stuff like that, but Guns N' Roses 2 was like, alright, cool. Let's actually create something here that's got real substance. That's really Ruff Sqwad music. Do you know what I mean? I was making songs like one of my best productions that I made was Down.
What's going on, nigga? What's really good? You're not street like me or my guys. You got one chance, learn, nigga. Move fast before them shots blast, and you know we bring it down.
It just took me to another level. Like when I made that, I was pleased with it. Probably one of the songs that I was really pleased with. Like, yeah, this tune is mad. You know what I mean? So, that was at the Switch of Anna. If you don't know what Down was, at the Switch of Anna. So.
Hey, watch the way we profile. Hey, don't never rock best go. Hey, I can put it all free slow. Hey, we stack with them in the big pole.
Yeah, that was a powerful tune, man. So that whole process right there was magical. Again, it was through the summer. We was just going into the studio every day in West London, innit?
Yeah, White City, I think.
Yeah, man, just trying to hit the deadline, and we managed to fund it ourselves and bring it out, and it was flying. The CDs went quickly. Yeah, man.
What was the reception like to it?
Yeah, it was dope. It was dope, man. Sold. I think it was like a thing where I remember I was saying like we was getting SOR, but I'm sure we just got like the first batch that came, how much would it be press up straight away?
Must have been 1,000, no? Or
Could have been
500? Maybe. I don't know.
Well, 1,000 CDs straight away, like up front. You know what I mean? So, and like you was only getting those type of things if you was like a big boy in the game. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it flew off, man. We actually haven't even put it on like digital platforms yet, but that's something that we're gonna be doing very soon. What do you think, Raps?
Yeah, definitely.
You've got enough in the catalogue to...
In the tank. There'll probably be new music, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna be new. There's loads of productions that were made like 10, 15 years ago that were not released, and some of them we've spat over. We've done projects. We're gonna put some projects out, but I envision Guns N' Roses as being fresh, because you know what I mean, you get the nostalgia, you get people loving your old stuff, but we still got the petrol in the tank, man. You know what I mean? There's loads of petrol in the tank. Even when you walked in, I know you heard something sweet to your ears. That was a nice beat. I know it was nice. So we still got the juice, and I'm just excited to show people who supported us from like 2 decades back that we've still got the juice, and we've still got the vision, the sound, and the fire to still make you dance, still make you enjoy yourself, and to make you feel a feeling when you hear the music. Yeah. And that's what I think our music's about. It's about timeless. It's about being timeless and just having a feeling. And yeah,
I was gonna say that Ruff Sqwad is nostalgic, but at the same time, it's timeless. Do you know what I mean? So it's like when we deliver, it's always gonna have that same feeling. You're gonna feel a bit of nostalgia, but you're still gonna feel like, this can live in 10 years, 20 years time. Do you know what I mean? So us stepping back into the studio is always a time when we can get creating again and still create that same magic where it feels nostalgic, but still feels like the future. Do you know what I mean?
Makes sense, definitely.
I shoot man on road, then I show how man rolls with a cali hold. You tap from the gun hold, make your body fold, and I move to murky lurk when the air's cold. And
Mad Max is somewhere on the Jaguar right now. I think he had a child kind of early, and this is around the time when Tings started taking off. I think after Underground.
Yeah, I got no more patience left in me. I've been waiting patiently for the whole time.
I think we wasn't ready for the kind of success that was taking place around us. So there was a bit of confusion in camp, out of camp, and I think around that time he moved as well. So he used to live in our area, but I think he moved to South London, and we just kind of just lost the connection, to be honest. He started doing different things, but he's still about. I saw him a few years ago. Still got his number. Shout him. He might come through and do something special one day. Yeah, Mad Max. Serious. He helped me a lot lyrically as well. That guy was so creative. He was a good artist, drawing as well. So anything to do with like creativity and whatnot, he was sick and very fluid with his pen. He could just like, super ahead of his time, Big shout to Mad Max, brother for life.
A lot of people wanted a Mad Max mixtape.
Yeah, Mad Max. Someone else said that the other day as well.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
It gave him a few verses they wanted to tape.
Crazy.
Big up Mad Max.
Crazy.
It's timeless, man. I think it's just down to like it being timeless, and you know, there's a new generation that coming out and they're into grime, but like, what's the best thing in this? It's Ruff Sqwad music. So it's like, let's go and take what's the best. Let's take the best out of the bunch. You know what I mean? And like, it's evident that that's what it was. I think it's just the timeless thing, man. Where, you know, anytime people will get introduced into grime, as I said again, like, music is dated, do you know what I mean? But when you have this timeless feel, anyone can pick it up from any era and be like, I like this. And I think that's what happened with the generation, Dave, Stormzy, AJ, Tracy. When they heard our stuff, it was like, okay, this still feels like today. So we'll take this instead of taking something that feels dated. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I was gonna say as well, I think it's to do with the feeling in our music as well. When people think of grime, so maybe around them times when people were spitting grime or whatnot, a lot of it was kind of aggressive or had a certain vibe or energy around it, and a lot of the beats that people were choosing, whether it was Together, whether it was Function on the Low, they just allowed you to just be you. It gave you space to breathe on the track, to express yourself. Like Danger was saying earlier on, Together was a track that's supposed to be like a girl tune, but people just would express themselves anyhow they wanted it, forgetting about it, because it just gave you that room and that space. And I think that's something beautiful about Ruff Sqwad music. It's just open. It's not, even though the BPM's 140, the influences from different genres are there, and it allows you to express yourself freely on the track.
Yeah. That's definitely the case with Together, because it seems to be a favourite from UK rappers rather than grime artists. A lot of UK rappers whose first grime song always be Together, I guess because of the space of the track. But a lot of UK rappers can't really keep up with tempo and things like that, but that track definitely, I think same Pied Piper and Thiago Silva, I can see why they would choose that to...
Unorthodox sounds, man.
Is there any personal favourites from that era that you think, that he did it justice, or...?
I think I said it before, big up Esco on Pied Piper. I think he killed at RIP. Who else?
Bit of J-Hus on Together, actually. I did enjoy his freestyle on Together.
Bag full of money and a chick that's down to ride for him. That's all a brother really needs in this life, a sin.
That was cold. Stormzy on Shut Up, I think he done his thing.
Stormzy on Pied Piper sounded okay as well.
I remember seeing that for the first time, and I think I messaged you, bro. I was like, right, you seen this guy?
Who's the hardest? It can't be dumb and the garbage. I'm still the coldest and the darkest. I still fuck man's girl, I'm a bastard. What? I was telling them.
Yeah, and shortly after that, I met him, and he was like, yeah, I've done my history, man. I know you, man. Like, he was respectful. Yeah, man. It was dope to see him come through on that song still. Yeah, man. Boy, Scholar was the biggest go-getter I've ever known. Like, he was the guy that was really like the driving force, especially in our younger days. Like, he was making things happen. He would like be the person that will go up to the main man and say, yo, we want to be on your radio station, and like we'll be like, right, you gonna go and talk to him? And we'll be like, yeah, fuck it. Like, he'll be the person who will like break through doors for us, you know what I mean? Or just it was like our manager at the same time as like being the DJ. He was always like ready to put in, you know what I mean, and go far beyond. So yeah, that was like there's too many memories with Scholar, to be honest. Like, I think I loved the dub plates that he would get for himself. He got a sick dub plate with Crazy Titch.
Scholar make DJs, break DJs, really cost down you fake DJs, what DJs, cut DJs, someone like as a sack DJs.
And it just always used to set him above the mark of other DJs, because all the other DJs would be thinking, oh, how did he get this? But Scholar was such a grinder, like always making the right connections with the right people to be ahead of the rest.
He wanted to be known. He wanted to be, because he wasn't MCing as well. He wanted to, like, all right, the MC, yeah. If the MCs are getting their shine, because everyone cares about the MC, the DJs in the background is like, you're gonna know my name. So even just before he passed, he had like a few smashers. He had one with Merkston, one with Stormzy, and I think he just used to have his name all over his tracks. Like Scholar, he used to say it 5-6 times before the tune drops. So it's like he really wanted to let you know, I'm here and I've arrived. And yeah, his specials that he had, used to think out of the box, getting them done on like kind of fast-tempoed hip-hop tracks. You know what I mean? That everybody would like at the time. He would speed it up or whatever, and get like a well-known MC to MC his name or say some lyrics, customize it to his DJ name, Scholar, and yeah, it was a just hungry go-getter.
Yeah, man.
Good DJ.
And good vibes as well. Everyone loved him. Not just us, but just people that were in the industry. Carried himself very well, very vibrant, very energetic, always smiling, always happy. Good spirit, man. Like, really nice person, good human being. And he had a family vibe, he family orientated, so he liked just bringing everyone through. He wasn't one of them people that's like, oh, you know what, if I've got a connection for this, only one person's coming or 2 people coming. He would make sure 30 people are going to be there, do you know what I mean? So he is a beautiful person, man.
And Scholar emailed me back, and he would send me beats, and I would vocal them terribly in my room and send them back. And then one of them ended up on a rapper called Slix, who's from Ruff Sqwad, his mixtape in 2006 called Down Volume 2, I think it was called. And I just remember being like 15 years old at school and being like, I'm on Slix from Ruff Sqwad's mixtape, and yeah.
Big up Ed Sheeran, man. I can't wait to see you again, mate. I think it must have been through Scholar. I used to spend a lot of time with Scholar. He started producing later than us three. And then when he started his production, I used to be at his house a lot, just listening to beats. And this is MySpace days, so I don't know what year that's. I was 6, 7, 8, one of them times. MySpace days, and then he came across this guy, Ed Sheeran. He played me some of his music. I was like, this guy's dope, man. How can we work with him, type thing. I thought he was already like gone by the way he sounded. I've still got his like some old vocals in my email. I found them a few months back, but I remember just hearing him, thinking he was dope, but I didn't know like what we could do because it sounded like he was already like signed and up in the stars. But Scholar was like, no, speak to him. Like he's there, we can work with him, you know. And I was like, really? And then Scholar sent him some beats of his that I had selected that I wanted to vocal, and Ed just sent back his vocals, and then we'll take them to the studio, chop them up.
And I can't deal without you. Say I can't feel without you. I just need you to hold me close and repeat my words. Say.
And it was only years later that we actually met him. He came down to Bow a few times, and I met up with him. But our first initial kind of interaction and connection was on the internet, MySpace. Yeah, so we linked up. I think it's public demand, you know. People haven't really let us rest, if I'll be honest with you. Everywhere we go, we bump into people that were around in that era. A lot of people are like, yo, we want new music. There's some of our old music that hasn't been put out as well. I don't think we got to like close the chapter properly as well, because we were kind of pre-internet era. And we're still creative, we're still in the zone, we're still in and around music all the time. So even though maybe the journey may have looked like it stopped, musically we've always been active. Danger hasn't stopped making music, Rapper hasn't stopped making music. I've been working with younger artists as well for a charity that we've got as well. So it just makes sense. We've still got juice in the tank, as Rapid said. Yeah.
I think for me it was just it's all about alignment. You know, things come back around when they're supposed to. Do you know what I mean? In 2012, I felt like the squad was in a place where everyone had different visions. Everyone had different things that they wanted to do with their lives. Do you know what I mean? We've been doing music since 2001, 2. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, and things are happening for different people. So it was like, all right, cool. You know, it had to come to a place where, all right, cool, let's go off and do what we need to do. And then, you know, one day it will come back. That wasn't said, but just, yeah, that's how it ended up happening, do you know what I mean? So I think it's just all in alignment, you know. I think that this is supposed to happen, that's why it's happening. Like, we couldn't really stop it. It was just like how it has come around and what it is today. It's because it's supposed to happen, do you know what I mean? So this is why we're here today, because it's literally just supposed to happen. I feel like the world didn't really get to see Ruff Sqwad at its fullest height, do you know what I mean? So we owe the world that as well. Like, I think the world needs to actually feel Ruff Sqwad to its full potential, like they have everyone else. And I feel like this time round is where they'll see that and feel that.
I was gonna just add to that as well. Like, I remember, I think a few years back, Rapper was speaking to Wiley, and Wiley was like, you guys are the only guys, you didn't have a go. You didn't actually have a go. Like, everyone from our scene, from Kano to Scorcher to Griminal to Dizzy to Tinchy to this to that, like, everyone had some kind of like go, commercially or kind of mid-independent level type thing, but we were a bit earlier, and obviously Tinchy's success, that was kind of the focus as well. But in terms of us, the collective, we didn't really like push to our full potential or give it a shot, you know what I mean? So right now it's a new day, it's a new day, and we feel like we could just give it a go, man, so that's why we're here.
How important is legacy to you?
Legacy? I think it's there. I think it's a really nice thing to have. I think some of the guys spoke about earlier, it's not something that we're strong on, so we know we're realistic. We're not sitting back thinking, oh, you know what, we're OGs in this game and blah, blah, blah. We know it's a new day, but at the same time, we're mindful of what our thing is. We're integral, so we're not trying to conform to anything. We know what our sound is, we know what we're about. We're men now as well, so we're gonna do what we always done, even as boys, and just make music that we like. And if you like it, you like it. And 9 times out of 10, that's what happens. So yeah.
What does the future hold for us?
Should be sound of the future. Something that they better get used to.
Future.
Yeah, man. Greatness. A lot of great things. You know what I mean? A lot of shows. A lot of fans. A lot of people connecting with the music. A lot of love. Yeah, man. That's the things that I see in Ruff Sqwad's future. A lot of money. Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, man, just bouncing off that as well. Definitely a lot of connecting, covering a lot of ground, traveling, touring, music, and a lot of penny drop moments. Like we could maybe perform to 500 people one day, and there might be one person in the crowd who didn't know us, but knew of maybe a track or something. Oh, Ruff Sqwad, oh, I've heard that track. Oh, it's you. Oh, it makes sense. Oh, I get it, type thing. So a lot of penny drop moments as well. And yeah, just doing what we've always been doing, just good vibrations, man, just touching. Whatever the emotion is in the music, whether it is aggressive, whether it's nice and happy or whatever it is, it's gonna touch people, like it always does, so that's what the future holds for us.
Still waiting for a new artist to come and sample your instrumental or use it. Are there any artists that you'd want to work with or produce for coming up now?
That is the most, like, it's such a, I always forget who I like. Like, I don't really listen. I don't really look out for guys that are like. If I hear a song, then I like it. But it's like sometimes it's like I'll only remember when I hear the song again. Like, yeah, I actually like you. But Straps, you got anyone there? Tell a lie. Sorry. Tell a lie.
Xtra for me.
DaMetalMessiah. That's who I like to work with. Big up DaMetalMessiah. I think he's one of the greatest musicians that the UK has ever seen. Big up DaMetalMessiah.
I know recently P Money has done, he's sampled Xtra, put it on but it's more of a being used for drum and bass project. It sounds hard. Some of the young and up and coming, there's so many good young and up and coming MCs, man, and artists. There's a female, I think, going by the name of Crystal. She's hard. Cold. Yeah, she's cold. I like her vibe. I like her energy. Been viral a few times recently, and yeah, I know she's more on the like new wave music, drill and everything. But I'd like to hear her like with an infused grime track or a grime track. You know what I mean? A full grime track. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the new music we're about to release, I don't think you would listen to it and there's not an old feel to it. You know, some grime you can listen to and you would think, this is kind of old, or I think when you hear it, you're just enlightened. Some of the new music you hear it, you'll be enlightened, and you'd be like, you know, I'll spur on this. I can go on this. The new generation are gonna jump all over it, man.
No, just watch out for the new releases, man.
Flea FM.
Yeah. Flea FM's gonna be crazy. Guns N' Roses Volume 3. Watch out for it. It's gonna be mad still.
Yeah, man. Be up all the man them as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Ruff Sqwad forever. You know what I mean? Ruff Sqwad for the children, for the adults, for everybody.
DaMetalMessiah.
DaMetalMessiah. Big up DaMetalMessiah, you know.
Big up Dame.
Come on.
Big up Luke, bruv.
Big up Dame.
Yeah, man.